Hello everybody and welcome back to Extra Frame. We're here at the 2017 PWBA Fountain Valley Open at Fountain Bowl. Today's the Cashers round, and we look forward to bringing you all the action from 6 games today before we cut the field down to the top 12 for match play. So as we get situated here, we sit back and enjoy. I'll give you the rundown here in just a minute. Emil Williams Jr. here as well, and we're looking forward to the day of bowling here at Fountain Bowl. Thanks for tuning in. Alright, so as we get comfortable here, Emil Williams Jr. is going to work on some things, and we're getting to the halfway point of our opening game here.
right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2017 PWBA Fountain Valley Open. Again, as Matt Cannizzaro has already attested to, along with our entire PWBA staff. We welcome you back this morning. Cashers round play, top 32 have advanced. Your leader this morning, Clara Guerrero. Led after rounds 1 and 2 yesterday, so in the driver's seat. Of course, in a great position as far as match play is concerned. After our 6 games today, we will advance to the top 12, or we will advance the top 12 bowlers for round-robin match play, separated into 2 groups, of course, if you are familiar with the way the tour format for standard events work. 2 groups seated into odds and even groups, essentially A and B, for round-robin match play amongst their respective group participants. At the end of 5 games, we'll have a position round for Game 6, and then after those 6 games are complete, the top 2 seeds, meaning the leaders of groups A and B, C will be determined by pinfall. At that point, we'll move on to the TV finals. Seeds 2, 3, and 4 in each group from that point on will then participate in a group stepladder final. So Group A will have a final, of course, and Group B will have a final. Always dramatic and always bringing you some great bowling during the group stepladder. So we look forward to that, but first things first. Cashers round play. Right now you are watching Samantha Shaden, Maria Jose Rodriguez, and Brittany Smith. To our right here, you can get a little bit of 43 and 44. And then over on 45 and 46. Chance to see a little Verity Crawley there. We'll show you Brittany Smith, and then we'll move on to 45 and 46, where Robin Renslow, Brittany Himmelreich, and Rocio Restrepo. And Renslow off to a pretty decent start. Started with a double and a split in the 3rd. See her score, of course, there. Split in 3rd, strike, spare, double. Himmelreich started with a 3-bagger. Open, and then 3 consecutive splits, and now she gets the 10 out. .41 and 42 and 45 and 46 will be in play for match play and the group stepladder. So, of course, in between 43 and 44, we'll get a chance to show you some of the bonus action when we can. Important to get set up early for the remainder of the day, which requires less work during the day. and in many cases where there's no time. Hope everyone is doing well. In between our featured pairs that we mentioned 43-44, just to tell you who's on, you may have seen it already. Again, Shayna Ogg, Verity Crawley, and Dina Buxton. And there is a Greek church there for Renslow. Every time she gets on a little run, she is met with a split happened again in the third and now in the ninth. Well, Renslow has been I won't say a surprise because I really think that was expected. From a situation where we talked about her in our roundtable. Certainly the potential to earn Rookie of the Year honors. But she has gotten off to an excellent start to the season. Again, made match play on the first stop. Nearly made it again last week, and now on to the cashier's round. So pretty good start to the season for the former Vanderbilt product, excuse me. And you got the maximum amount of count there that she could get as well, almost making. Take a look at Himmelreich here into the 10th frame before we go back to '41 and '42. 198 for Himmelreich. Here is Restrepo. Lucia wasn't happy with how things ended yesterday. Shot a $150 game. Trying to get back on track here early, build some momentum, and she leaves at 3-6. Renslow at the 2-pin. Here is Samantha Shaden in the 10th frame. Shot 286 yesterday. Able to cement her place in the cashier's round last night. Sandra Gagor was 32nd, advancing as the final player at minus 39. Restrepo and Renslow both made their spares. You see Dina Buxton on 43 strike. .245 for Restrepo. She shoots .212. Shaden, good shot to end things, 158. Had some trouble in frames 4 and 5. Early open now to Rodriguez, who will finish it out. Maria started with the front 4, 3 consecutive 9 spares. And Renslow also ends on the strike. Here is Rodriguez. Didn't like it. And a long exhale after that shot. Shot there from Shayna Ung, you saw on 43. Jim Callahan, Storm rep, talking to Shayna just before that shot. Very good shot there from Ung. The best shot of the game. Again, game 1, folks. Matt Cannizzaro to my left. Neil Milligan, tournament director. Kathy Waka, assistant tournament director. Kathy Kavicki. All right, 234 for Maria Jose Rodriguez to start things. Pretty good start for her. While we wait for 41 and 42, get a good look here at 43 and 44.
All right, folks, welcome back now. Game number 2 underway here in the Cashers round at the 2017 PWBA Fountain Valley Open. This is Matt Cannizzaro, Emil Williams Jr. here as well. And we're winding our way to the top 12 for match play here at this year's event. First time the Fountain Valley area and Fountain Bowl have hosted the PWBA since 1992. There's back-to-back U.S. Women's Opens here in 91 and 92, won by Anne-Marie Dugan and Tish Johnson. And then a long stretch, 25 years, until the return of the PWBA here in 2017. And Fountain Valley and Fountain Bowl back on the schedule for 2018, so looking forward to that. And that schedule already available in the news section of PWBA.com, so check that out. Let's take a look at our 6 players here for Game 2 and our featured pairs for Cashers round match play. 41 and 2 and 45 and 46. So the names are getting switched right now, so don't be confused by what you see there. On 45 and 6 right now, we've got the left-hander from Singapore, Sherry Tan. Picked up her first PWBA title last season. Also on that pair, Australia's Caitlin Comain. I'd like to send a special shout out to Roy Munson here tuning in. Folks, nice contingent from Australia bowling with us this week, and a few more on the way. And also on that pair, Shannon O'Keefe had a great 2016, looking to make some magic happen here in Fountain Valley. Great shot by O'Keefe. Check out our other pair now. So we've got Liz Culkin, former University of Nebraska standout, with Missy Parkin, the hometown favorite. She grew up just a few miles away. And Cassandra Luthold, former Junior Team USA member, now hailing from Lincoln, Nebraska. Among our top 32, very familiar names and faces. Now, week 3 of the 2017 PWBA season. We've seen what most would argue as 3 very challenging laying conditions. This week, a little bit higher scoring for the players. And our leading qualifier, Clara Guerrero, averaging right around the 230 mark for 12 games yesterday. Again, all 32 players in this Cashers round will bowl 6 games this morning before we cut the field down to the top 12. 18 game pinfall totals will do that for us, and then they'll be split. The odd numbers will go one way, even numbers will go the other, into 2 match play groups, Group A, Group B. They'll bowl 6 games within their own groups, and when that 6 games is over, 24 game pinfall totals, bonus pins included for match play. The winner of each group automatically will advance to the TV show, and based on total pins at that point with bonus pins, that will determine the number 1 and number 2 seeds for the show. And then in each group there will be a step ladder. The 2, 3, and 4 players then will battle 4 versus 3. The winner will take on 2. And the winner in each group stepladder also will advance to the TV show. And that will be part of the first cluster of TV shows taking place on May 23rd in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, alongside the USBC Queens, the first major of the year. The Queens will be tape delayed, and then the other 3 shows from Rohnert Park, Sacramento, and Fountain Valley all will be taped that day for broadcast in June. And they'll do it all over again. 3 more events followed by a major and 4 TV shows. And that'll happen 2 more times as we wind our way to the season-ending Tour Championship. So a lot happening. You can follow along at PWBA.com. And for this particular event, PWBA.com/live. They have links to all of the standings round by round. Right now, looking at the qualifying standings, Claire Guerrero again averaging at day's end 223.25 to lead the way. 83 players in the field, cut down to the top 32. And now the best of the best here on the lanes. It took an average of 196.75 on this 38-foot oil pattern to make the cut. And players will make their way across the house here for your viewing pleasure. This is game 2 of 6 before we cut down now to the top 12. So that is your rundown. Emil Williams Jr. back in the booth. So he will offer some terrific insight as to what we're seeing here. Again, our featured pairs 41-2 and 45-6. And that's where we'll have our match play and our group step ladders take place as well. So we are situated for the day. And we just got a wave from Brianna Cote. Picked up her first title last season, got presented her banner.
All right, O'Keefe with the spare. Great job by Matt to break it all down for you. I know we have some regular viewers, but we're always looking for new viewers. And so if there's anyone new to the PWBA Tour, essentially run down the format, how everything works, of course, and what you will expect and what we look forward to for the rest of the day as we get set for our first major of the season. Majors always bring about a different level of intensity. The atmosphere is a little different. And Queens is certainly an event of its own. We've seen a lot of great matches. Last year was really great. We'll take a look at some of those highlights still on Bowl TV. One that sticks out to me, a particular player actually, was Stephanie Johnson, who came up just shy of making TV, but she made a heck of a run and seemed to be in every type of match you could think of, where she had to double to win, nearly strike out to win, roll off, etc. So you get a little bit of everything in that type of format, as Caitlin Comain from Australia. Well, Caitlin and Dina both making the cashers round this week, so good week for those two. We saw a couple other players from Australia come through. Expect to see more next week. Some additional Singapore teammates as well. Malaysia. Also, we're looking forward to the Queens. Again, your top 12 is what we're looking for today. Just an 8-pin off camera for Brianna Cote. Eight-pin off camera for Cassandra Luthold. She's made left a couple of those now this weekend. And Sherry Tan on the board with a strike. First one of this game for her. And frame number 5. Kelly Kulick. Soft camera wraps the 10-pin. We'll take a look at the Australian Caitlin Comain. Good shot. Well, Caitlin with a double. One more look here at Shannon O'Keefe before we take a look at 41-42. Again, that bonus 43 and 44. When we get back to that pair of those pairs, on the scoreboards you will see will be 41 and 42. 43 and 44. The bonus, no love from the messenger. And that's cute. So we'll give you the rundown of scores from a bonus perspective from 43 and 44, but you'll be able to visually see, of course, 41 and 42. Here's Megan Kelly. One crosses over. Megan was looking for a double. Megan in the standings so far. 31st after game number 1 this morning. At minus 61, makes the spare. Had some notable names not make the cashers round, which is a little odd. If you recall yesterday, I talked about we could see some new names essentially kind of make the jump into the cashers round play. If you include Dina Buxton and Caitlin Comain, for example. Brittany Himmelreich making the cashers round this week, along with Brandy Calderon. One particular player yesterday who was pretty close. I thought she might make it. It was Adriana Mazik. Bowled really well. Was actually playing an area of the lane that we thought was playable for most of the day or the weekend. And a lot of folks weren't playing outside particularly. We saw some here and there with a couple of shots, maybe making a move out there, but so the players still elected to play in as Cote will take the count. Live now, of course, up on Facebook. And Twitter as well. If you'd like to communicate with us. A shot there from Liz Colkin. 4-pin goals in the 8th. Colkin had a heck of an off season. At 890. The record for highest 3-game series by a woman. A shot there from Missy Parkin. Of course, Missy with a large local following here. We're just about 20 minutes away from where we are currently. And husband Drew, again, with 5 pro shops in the area. Drew is here. Good friend Scott Norton is here. Scott's mom Virginia was here yesterday as well. Good shot from Luthold. Even saw some of Missy's students. Of course, she coaches. And he came up and talked to us here at the Extra Frame booth. Cote right back on it. There. Speaking of that, one of them is Troy Fisher. Troy again came up to watch Missy in person, his coach. And hello to Eric. Liz Culkin, a lot of followers, a lot of fans as well. And for good reason, not only a great player, and she might have actually picked up some fans during that 890. It was broadcast live via Facebook. She said she had fans and individuals from literally all over the world just hopping on to congratulate her, and messages, etc. A shot there from Kelly. Let's take a look at Sherry Tan. Tan won the Storm Sacramento Open last season and finished runner-up at the Smithfield PWBA Tour Championship. Not sure if Shannon O'Keefe just kind of dab halfway. It looked like it. I'm going to have to ask her about that. Almost gave it a run there. Did Sherry Tan. Now back over to O'Keefe briefly. Or excuse me, Cote, beg your pardon. And a 10-pin. Cote looking for a double. She's going to strike, spare, then a 3-bagger, 9 spare. A big 4 strike, and now a 10-pin. Making Kelly 2-8-10. And she'll take the count. Of course, one of the more popular individuals on tour is not necessarily a member, but she might as well be. Autumn is here this week. Of course, the daughter of Megan Kelly and Shannon Pluhowski. Shannon's sister Tiffany is here as well. Of course, Shannon is back home. I mentioned yesterday, if those who joined and were watching, talked about Shannon and being able to give back to the sport in a different way. Has helped run a long-standing youth event in Dayton, Ohio at Capri Lanes. And so she is there. A great shot there from Kelly Kulick now. Kulick with a double and looking for more as we head to the 10th frame. Here is Parkin on a double as well. First shot of the 10th for Missy. That's got a push. And some help, but not all, as she leaves just the 6-pin. Now strike, or excuse me, spare strike will give her 200 even. Right now, match play would look like this if we were to stop bowling just after the first game. As he crosses over and leaves the 10-pin. Culkin, and she gets out of trouble on the field shot to give something else a look. 169 for Liz Culkin. Liz trying to make a run as well. She's made a few runs. I think Eric has pointed that out. Last week she shot 129 in game 2. Battled and battled and battled. Shot 250 in round 2, and to help propel her to the Cashers round made a strong effort last night as well to kind of do the same thing and hop into the cashier's round. We talked a little bit about the process. Sometimes when on this tour, of course, Liz is a PWBA champion. Won the Topeka Open in 2015. NCAA champion as well. First team All-American at Nebraska. She got all the tools, consistently looking to improve her game as well. If you follow her on social media and all of these players, you get a first-hand look at how and what they do during the season and during the off-season as well. Parking on the fill. That certainly wasn't what she was looking for there. 195. All right, Megan Kelly will shoot 170 if you're scoring at home. 170. Get a quick look at O'Keefe. And Shannon leaves at 245. All right, Cote makes the 10-pin. Comain with a 5-pin up here. All right, let's take a look at now Kelly Kulick. Kulick on a double on lane 43. 147 in the 7th and a 4-pin. The first shot of the 10th frame. A spare strike will give Kelly 216. Cote, she's got a fill shot to deal with here. .201 for Caitlin Comain off camera. And 201 on camera for Brianna Cote. Well, how about that? O'Keefe looks like she tried something on the field. Pretty good ball there. She shoots 214. And Kulick able to take care of the spare 202. Meanwhile, of course, for Cassandra Luthold. As you saw on your TV, computer, or mobile device screen. Sherry Tan. First strike in the 10th frame for Sherry in game 2 of the Cashers round coming to an end. Looking ahead here as Kulick shoots 216. Kelly was second coming into this game. Opened with 252 today. And a couple things now when you start to look at match play. Of course, who are near or in the top seeds of the top 2 slots before we get there, and then we watch that throughout. Of course, as I mentioned, the winners of groups A and B, essentially the leaders of those respective groups after 6 games of match play, move on to TV automatically. So that's on the line, and then just like last week, the top overall seed was also on the line at the same time. Where Liz Johnson and Rosita Restrepo Well, while not bowling each other, of course, but CEO had to strike the first shot in the 10th frame to lock up the top overall seed. She did not. Ended up missing that by 8 pins. Would have been her second consecutive show where she would have been in the top overall seed. All right, 43 and 44 are ready to go. It'll be Sandra Gongora, Clara Guerrero, Daphne Tan coming into today, your 1-2-32. Pretty good cross overall. Very talented players. Very good rapport and relationship between Sandra and Clara. So of course this is an individual event, but players and still do communicate with one another. Try to, of course, not to help each other, help themselves. And a trip forward to start things for Clara. Clara, of course, won her first PWBA title. Happened to be a major at that. At the Go Bowling PWBA Players Championship last season. Also made the show at the PWBA, or excuse me, the Pepsi PWBA Lincoln Open. That was won by Shannon O'Keefe. Liz Culkin has moved on to 45 and 46 with Missy Parkin. And Tan, the 4-6-7. Our score monitors are entering names as we speak on 41 and 42. Appreciate everyone tuning in. I know it's early, especially, of course, on the West Coast and Mountain time zones. If you are on Central Time and on the East Coast, we appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're enjoying your, today is Saturday, yes, your Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. You have your coffee or tea. A spare off camera for Missy Parkin. I believe that was the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Gongora has started with the first 3. Guerrero trying to follow her friend here and do the same thing. That's got to get some help. And just leaves the 2-pin. Again, what you see up top from a scoreboard perspective is not 43 and 44 if you're just joining us. 43 and 44, kind of our bonus pair. 41 and 42 will be active along with 45 and 46 when we get to match play. And those will be our group step ladder final pairs as well. Right now, just trying to make sure we have the right individuals on the score. So it looks like just Ashley and Jody Westner on this pair. And so we will make the proper adjustment there. Didn't account for that one. How about that? There's always one pair with two. All right, Westner Galante on 41 and 42. Gongor with 4 in a row. Again, I'll certainly update you on the scores on 43 and 44. Let's take a look at 45 and 46 here momentarily. A shot there from Jody Westner. To see Jody did some bonus bowling here today. Jody's such a talented player. Number, I believe, 4 Halls of Fame. Competed on the PWBA tour, excuse me, in the late 90s, early 2000s as well. And now back out again. And has been out, of course, since the relaunch. Ashley Galante at one point, I believe, led during a few games or after a couple games yesterday during qualifying in round 1. Open frame there for Clara. Galante. Nicely done there. Here is Gongor with 5 in a row, or excuse me, looking for 5 in a row, I beg your pardon. Almost a big 4. She breaks it down and leaves the 6-10. Daphne Tan with a 9-pin. Shot there from Westner now. Early doubles for both Galante and Westner. 9-pin for Liz Culkin as well. 9 pins going on. Daphne Tan barely makes hers. See that look. Here comes Parkin. All right, nice kick on the 10 for Missy. Week 10 there for Galante. Gora trying to get back on the strike train. She does. Let's see if our standing update is ready. Let's see how much ground Gongora might have to make up. Make it an honest run here. Apologize for that. This is game 3. Halfway through game 3 and a 7-10 for Parkin. Our standings update is available. Of course, you can check all of that on PWBA.com. Check our live page directly if you'd like at pwba.com/live. All right, Guerrero with a good shot. And speaking of Clara, still in the lead at plus 303 after 2 games, 224, 200. Daphne Tan. Daphne Tan at plus 252. Kelly Kulik now in 3rd at plus 233. Cassandra Luthold in 4th at plus 171. Shannon O'Keefe in 5th at plus 162. Maria Jose Rodriguez is in 6th at plus 156. Gongora. Well, that lane, the left lane is going to give a little trouble there to Sandra. Just a long-time Team Mexico member. In 7th, Missy Parkin plus 142. Sherry Tan in 8th at plus 122. Brianna Cote is 9th at plus 111. Rocio Restrepo is in 10th at plus 103. Tanya Raumimper is in 11th at plus 94. Good shot again from Daphne Tan. We'll see Jody Westner here momentarily. 7-pin, or just the 7, excuse me. And Gongora one more time on the 6-10 on the left lane. Final, of course, in regards to the standings, Verity Crawley is tied with Brittany Smith for 12th and plus 85. Keep an eye on that as we go along, of course. You get Popular just around the corner there, 3 pins back, plus 82 and 14th. And Shayna Ung in 15th at plus 78. Followed by Ung is Jazriel Tan, Summer Jasmine, Liz Johnson. All with good chances. Tan at plus 57. That was Jazriel. Summer Jasmine plus 54. Liz Johnson plus 51. Tanya Lopez, another good week for her. Same city as Sandra Gongora, Monterrey, Mexico at plus 35. And Robin Renslow plus 26 and 20th. Good shot. Liz Culkin going to clean up the spare here and see her score. Liz going Dutch right now. Gongora, and she just struck one more time. Gora minus 26. It's going to take a little bit, but if she can finish this game out, it would be a good start, certainly. Get another look here at Missy Parkin. Over on 45, Missy just left the 7-10 on the right lane. 2 for 2 so far on the left. How about 3 for 3? No, sir. 4-pin. All right, here's your leader coming into your screen here on a double. Clara Guerrero playing out of trouble. 2-10 attempt coming up for Jody Westner. Now Gongora. 250 would go a long way. With 3 games left. Good adjustment. She had left the 6-10 back-to-back times on the left lane. That time made the 9th frame count. Sandra an opportunity here. Haven't seen kind of that long rundown in the cashers round. Anyone do it to date this season? We talked about it yesterday. Of course, you'd love to be near the top of the cashers round play, but anything can happen. A whole another 6 games. Players begin to give some pins back and come back to the field. Could make a charge. Brief delay over on 45 and 46. So back back over to Daphne Tan. And crosses over for a three-bagger and much needed. Now Galante. Again, Gongora with 168 in the 7th. Of course, cannot see her score. 168 in the 7th on a double. Galante is through the nose. Guerrero 144 in the 7th, working on a spare in the 8th. She steps up here in the 9th frame. Tan had 93 in the 6th. Now on a triple after that Brooklyn. Here is Clara and a 4-pin. She's changed balls this game as well. Working out, trying to get it done here. Keep it in play. Let's go over to Liz Colkin. And Liz breaks it down. Spare off camera for Clara. There's Missy. And one of the cooler jerseys with the license plate on the back with her signature. On the plate itself, palm trees. Just like California to me. All right, here's Gongora, 10th frame. First shot. Needs it. Gets it. .68 in the 7th, now on a triple. As we await, let's look at Daphne Tan. I think Daphne liked that one. She will give a few back here. Again, currently in 2nd. Monte spare, Missy Parkin made her spare as well. Gongora, 2nd shot and the 10th. This one to put her in the 250s. Didn't like it, and the old 5-9. So the spare here will give her 246. Over to Luthold. Wrap 10. Open frame for Daphne Tan. She finishes with 179. 179 for Daphne Tan. Colkin. Good shot. All right, good spare for Gongora. Very nice game, 246. Shot there for Jody Wessner. Guerrero to enter your screen here. Clara 163 in the 8th, working on a spare. First shot, 10th frame. Good. She should be at least in the 2-0s. Wessner. Another good shot from Missy off camera. She wraps a 10-pin in the 8th frame. Quick look at Luthold. Get some help. Initially didn't like it. At least that was the reaction she gave initially. Guerrero. That one is through the nose. Back to Parkin. All right, makes a spare. Galante to finish. Westner shoots 212. Double here for Galante would put her in the 220s. Push, push. Yep. Nice fist pump. Galante liked it. Miss Culkin. First double, potentially. And a 6-pin. Sun's starting to shine here inside Fountain Bowl. Might be our official wake-up call. Right there if we were still kind of hanging around in the morning. Long days, back to Galante. All right, should be plus here. Liz takes care of it. Culkin clean through 9. Working hard this game. Game number 3 of the Cashers round this morning here at Fountain Bowl in Fountain Valley, California. Of course, Clara Guerrero, meanwhile, finished with 203. 203. Or Clara got another spare for Missy Parkin. She's trying to find the strike zone as well. Galante takes her count. She shoots 213. And now it is the world of Cassandra Luthold. Again, if you're just joining us, big thanks to you, the viewer. Finishing up game 3. That's a very good shot there for Liz Culkin. How about Missy Parkin? Searching, searching, finally. Chops the 10 out. First shot in the 10th. One more, she'll be in the 190s. Culkin, after working hard this game, her first double would put her in the 2-0s. Yep. Two former Huskers grouped together this morning, Cassandra and Liz. That's a big double for Parkin. And a fill shot upcoming. All right, 7 on the split for Liz, but very nice 205. Worked hard to get there. Had to double in the 10th to make it happen. Well, Westner and Galante move over a pair. Luthold with the strike. It's a three-bagger for Cassandra. Summer Jasmine, Tanya Raumimper, and Leanne Holsenberg will join us on 41 and 42. Fill shot for Parkin, 3-6. 193 for Missy, 205 for Liz Colkin. Luthold coming up here, second shot. And the 10th. This group potentially will be the last to finish game 3, so we should have a scoreboard update not too soon after, or not long after, I should say. Oh, and she trips a 4. It's a big one. One more will give her 213. Cashers round today. We've got, let's see, we just saw Daphne Tan. Sherry Tan is participating. Daphne, Sherry, Jazreel, and Shayna brought 5. Wei Finn did not make the cashers round this week. Nice finish for Cassandra Luthold. 213 and the back 5. All right, now we're going to add some scores. On to game 4. Leanne Holsenberg, Tanya Raumimper, and Summer Jasmine, 41 and 42. Yolante Wessner, your bonus on 43 and 44. And 45 and 46, Gongora, Guerrero, and Daphne Tan. Another good quality shot there from Jody Wessner. Folks, of course, if you haven't already, and if you are watching, I know a couple have already commented via the Live Now post on Facebook. We're also live on Twitter. You can certainly reply. Angora, no. Off camera, leaving the 10 pin. It's almost time for a little hot tea for this guy. Got a long way to go today. So you got to soothe the soul, if you will. Matt doesn't agree. I don't know if he's a tea guy. I don't know if I've really ever seen him drink.
Sir, I traded my soul for this job back in 2004.
Dynamite drop in, Monty. That broadcasting school has really paid off.
As long as I can offer something to this fine broadcast every once in a while. Proper hydration is important, even in live streaming.
It is indeed. Water is of utmost importance in life. So many of these fine athletes will be able to tell you that as well. Their training regimens. Rare miscue there for Raul Mimper. Right, Leanne Holstenberg will enter your screen. Husband Gary here along with her son Barrett.
Speaking of which, Mr. Williams, and Holstenberg recently selected to represent the United States at the 2017 World Bowling Senior Championships, and we got to be there when she found out, which was cool. She was in Las Vegas bowling at the USBC Open Championships, and we got her on the phone after she was done with Team USA head coach Rod Ross to give her the great news. She'll be headed that way in August with Linda Barnes, Carolyn Doran-Ballard, and Tish Johnson. So pretty nice accomplishment there. And I know her husband Gary said she's been having a rough couple weeks trying to figure things out and kind of get comfortable on these challenging patterns and with the travel and work and everything. And that's why he and Barrett actually made the trip out here. It's kind of a last minute thing. And I asked him about his role this week, and he's done some social media in the process, but really he said simply, my wife needs me, and that was that. So we see a lot of the gentlemen out here supporting their ladies and their ladies' friends and the whole deal, and just really a family atmosphere as everybody just wants everybody to succeed, and they want the tour to succeed. So a lot of teamwork going on and great support, whether it's carrying a bowling ball or sanding a bowling ball or just being here. It's that's that. We saw the similar yesterday with Mike Calderon here to watch his wife Brandy. Again, he's typically a representative of one of the bowling companies as well, but off the clock this week, just being the guy, keeping an eye on things, and it worked. Brandy's bowling here with us today in the Cashers round. So sometimes all it takes is just being in the building to kind of set those nerves and just make everything comfortable. It's pretty much how I feel when it's time to live stream, and I see Emil in the building, so I know that in any troubleshooting situation, Mr. Williams will be the voice of reason as I frantically panic.
Tell you a quick story.
Just got a visit from Brian O'Keefe, who's here doing exactly what we just talked about with Shannon O'Keefe and the rest of the Brunswick staffers. But Brian was, I don't know if he volunteered or he was tasked with supervising me this morning as we set up the live stream gear. Got everything going, and he looked in and made sure everything was cropped accordingly and looked okay. Gave the thumbs up on our scoreboard shot for today. So possibly learned a little bit. He might know more than me now about Wirecast and Extra Frame, but he was part of the process today. So keeping an eye on me while Emil was down setting up some cameras. And
oh, okay. I didn't really remember what I was doing.
yep, it was only 3 hours ago. So
How about that?
so time flies, and here we are, cruising through game number 4 of 6 already, and then pretty soon we're gonna say goodbye to 20 of our closest friends here.
It's going to happen soon. Another shot here of Galante. Shot on to Sandra Gongora. So bonus. And I thought that one was good. 4-7. Also on that pair, of course, Clara Guerrero, as you can see with the front 4. Very. And then also the front, looks like we have the front 7. Perhaps there by none other than Liz Johnson. Would that be correct?
Yes, absolutely. Liz Johnson, under the weather. I don't believe her one bit. She's both great so far and shining here in game number 4. You cannot slow down Liz Johnson. That's it. It's scientifically impossible. We'll keep an eye on her, and as my role for the week, I will head that way. Strikes aplenty. Brianna Cote also with the front 7 down to our right. We'll keep an eye on that one. Again, as Emil mentioned earlier, Samantha Shaden, 286 yesterday. She had the front 10. That is the highest game of the 2017 PWBA Tour season. But it's going to happen. We've had 2 pretty challenging weeks leading into this week. Got the best in the world. Presented 2 300 rings yesterday for past success on the championship lanes, and a very neat little award for the tour players. So nice little member benefit for the PWBA members. And Liz Johnson has increased her string now to 8.
There could be a distinct possibility that we might leave the booth simultaneously.
It's all on Brianna Cote's shoulders right now. And that did not look good nor sound good from here. So
looks like a 310. 310 for Cote in the 8th frame.
Cote right now in 9th place though at plus 111. So looking to pick up some pins here to possibly absolutely solidify herself a spot in the top 12 for match play. Her picture's on the banner, so it's only logical that she be here till the end. There's Liz Johnson now up to our left. Front 8, trying to stay perfect here. And she goes high and leaves a 4-pin. So her run is done. We've seen her shoot some pretty special 300 games, including one on TV back in 2001. Also had a pretty special one on Bowl TV at the World Championships a couple of years ago. Locked up the team gold medal in style. What a day that was. She now really has turned her focus to the professional ranks here, and gonna let the new generation of Team USA step up and follow in her footsteps. So No doubt we'll see some more big performances out of the two-time reigning player of the year. Now, turn our attention back to our featured pairs. That is the right thing to do. As Clara Guerrero trying to get some attention. We'll flip back to that momentarily. She's got the front five, but right now, got Ashley Galante on your screen. Leanne Holstenberg. Stepping up to our left. There she is, coming into the left side of your screen. Emil, I would say Leanne's last victory pretty significant and special as well. You know, in the point in her career where the tour was done and she was moved on to motherhood and real life and a job and the whole deal. But what a fantastic venue where she won the U.S. Open. The U.S. Women's Open at Cowboy Stadium. And some great pictures from that event. Her sharing that experience with her husband and son, and just right there on the field. No doubt, now that the tour's back, Leanne would like to be back in that position once again. She's had some injuries over the last couple of years, but still hanging in there.
She made a match play in Sonoma County week 1. Almost made the group step ladder as well, but Kelly Kulik just edged her in the position around that game, or she made the final game, I should say, of match play. Missed the cashing last week, and now back at it again here in week number 3. Rao Mimper. Bagger for Tanya. Yeah, not a lot of venues can just match Cowboy Stadium in that regard, for sure. Certainly doesn't happen every day.
Certainly had some great ones over the last decade or so. Under the arch in Reno. Very interesting U.S. Women's Open final there.
I'd say so. Sandra Gongora ended up after her 240 game. Of course, after 15 games, Clara Guerrero still your leader. Mimper now with 4 in a row. Kelly Kulik in second, plus 281. Daphne Tan, plus 231 in third. You get a chance to see her right now. Look at the form. Shot.
So, Emil, Liz Johnson was the number after 15 games at plus 109, just 9 pins ahead of Cote. Both players striking here in game 4. Liz finishing with 268. So, nice little surge for her to get her safer into the top 12 with a game to go. 2 games to go.
Clara trying to create some ultimate or some additional separation. There's not much between her and Kelly Kulick.
Well, Kelly with a huge start today. 3 games, 7-16. And looks like the highest by a bunch in the field. To climb her way up into second place. Kelly with nearly a dozen TV appearances since the return of the PWBA Tour, but still searching for that first title of the relaunch here. I think at some point we're going to see a match between Kelly and Shannon Pluhowski. Both making many TV shows over the last couple of years, and at that point somebody will have to finally break through. But 2 terrific players just continue to get close.
Shot there from Daphne Tan, now 3 in a row as she gets set for the 10th frame. Spare here coming up for Gongora. Jody Wessner, first shot in the 10th off camera, wash out. 2-4-10.
So, looking at Daphne Tan, looking to become the 5th player from Singapore to win since 2015 season. They come out, they bowl a few events, not even the whole season. Just come out and bowl 4 or 5 events and have had incredible success going back to 2015. Jazrael Tan picking up a win as a non-member. Bernice Lim winning the USBC Queens last year. Sherry Tan picking up a title. And then New Wei Fen winning the Tour Championship on the way to Rookie of the Year honors. So that's a pretty nice little run. Nice of them to share, give everybody a chance to get their name on a banner perhaps.
They don't play, man, and they can bowl. They opened a lot of eyes last year and were very unfamiliar. Shot there for Gongora. Shoot 192. Tanya Rao Mimper is on 5 in a row. And 1 open in the 3rd. High flush, the 7 almost didn't go. No carry. First portion of the game for Tanya. And then the fortunes change just like that. I'm sure after making some form of adjustment, whether it's hand position or bowling ball. Tanya continuing. Very nice. 192 for Summer Jasmine, 208 for Tanya, for Leanne Holstenberg, 236 for Tanya Rao Mimper. Gongora, 192. I'll have a couple shots back, I'm sure, on that lane. She's had a pretty good look, although she shot 192, shot 240, 43 and 44. That certainly won't help in regards to moving up in the standings. Still a couple left to go. As Tan gets some help on the 3-6-10 in the 10th. Big smile there from Daphne. All right, coming up next on 41 and 42. Brittany Himmelreich, Robin Renslow, and Rocio Restrepo. Daria Payonk, Tanya Lopez, and Birgit Poplar on 43 and 44. And we'll have Liz Johnson and Brandy Calderon and Jazriel Tan on 45 and 46. So the pair you're watching now finishing up game 4 as we await our competitors for game 5 on 41 and 42. Big game for Clara. And the number was plus 109. That was 12th, and it was Liz Johnson. Liz making that run, Missy Parkin trying to stay in the cut. Making big shots to do it. Again, had to double in the 10th for 2-0. Guerrero with one more ball. It'll be her fill shot. We'll give you that here before we make a change on over. .255 for Clara. She has had the look so far yesterday and continuing that pace today, although she may have some company, or does have company actually. Unsure what Kelly Kulik shot. Daphne Tan shot 203, Gongora 192, and again 255 for Guerrero. If you're just joining us now, this is game 5, the cashers round. This pair is a bonus pair essentially for us, and so we do not have scoreboards for you here, but we will certainly let you know who's doing what. Our scoreboards are related to 41 and 42. All our other cameras, of course, positioned behind 45 and 46. So just so you won't be confused and wondering why you only see 3 players in regards to score instead of 6, or 1 pair of lanes instead of 2. Tanya Lopez has made the cashers round now 2 out of the first 3 events. She will enter your screen here momentarily on lane 44. A short first step, good tempo, and a good shot for Lopez. An early double for Tanya. Tanya's mom was watching, probably has watched the last 2 weeks. I know she was watching certainly during week 1. She is watching. We'll say hello and a happy early Mother's Day as well. And that same thing goes for all viewers, those who are mothers. Happy early Mother's Day. If you are a male and or a son or uncle or father or anyone else in that regard, please be sure to wish your respective mom, aunt, daughter, anyone a happy Mother's Day as well. All right, Daria Payuk, Birgit Poplar, and Tanya Lopez again on 43 and 44. Liz Johnson, Jazriel Tan, and Brandy Calderon have made their way on to 45 and 46. Along with Matt Cannizzaro. My name is Emil Williams Jr. Again, we welcome you and we thank you for watching the PWBA Fountain Valley Open. Live Bowl TV on Extra Frame. Lopez got that one right. A little bit early. That shot there from Payuk. Of course, Daria from Poland. Ecstatic and happy to be out here on tour. And a pretty cool profile video shoot, of course, that we'll have to edit at some point. Very personable, gave a lot of cool answers. Of course, the goal of those is to be relaxed, able to show some personality, and so the fans, of course, be able to get to know the players in a different way. We're definitely looking forward to that. All right, Birgit Poplar. 3 in a row. I'm sure she is looking forward to the Queens. Himmelreich, Renslow, and Summer Jasmine now have made their way on to 41 and 42 as well. You can see, of course, via the scoreboards. Lopez, that's a better shot. Game 5, folks. Let's take a look at Liz Johnson. All right, 4-pin for Liz. Liz, the reigning back-to-back player of the year. Will someone not named Liz Johnson take home that honor this season? All right, here to get off camera, another strike. Another example from just from an international perspective. In fact, 43 and 44. Lopez from Mexico, Payuk from Poland, and Birgit Poplar from Germany. Lopez won the Team Mexico team trials this year. work on during the break, try to find a little height, a little extra angle. 45 and 46. Meantime, let's watch Poplar go for 5 in a row. Oh, almost. 8-pin for about 5 seconds. It was not going down. Restrepo. 4-7-10 coming back to regroup here after the double. All right, 10-pin this time for Tanya Lopez. Payonk yet again. I think 43 and 44 is going to finish early. Shepo? No. Shot at it. Let's check in on some comments. Just want to say hello to Kenny Seymour. Watching from Ohio. I'll try to pass that message along for you, Kenny. Chris, this is, we do not have an actual live chat via Extra Frame, so we essentially utilize this post to bring in that interactive, or interaction, I should say. So we appreciate you watching and commenting. Shannon O and Brianna certainly did make some moves. All right, Birgit, talk about making moves. But I couldn't agree more, Chris. The Player of the Year race. You always say until you knock off Liz Johnson, obviously she will be there. We expect her to still be there, but she will have some company for sure this year, no doubt about it. And Shannon O'Keefe certainly will probably be one of those people who will challenge for that award. Another good shot there for Lopez. It's a pretty good pair. They all got some rhythm here. They're in a striking rhythm. Rocio takes care of the 2-8. Eric was there for Liz, talking about Liz Colkin. I mentioned her a couple times while she was on our pairs here. Eric said he was there for both the 890 and the 879. So how about that? Yeah, the front 33. First of all, the 8-pin for sure. Poplar one more time. Birgit might be, I think she might be ready for the Queens. It could get even better for her momentarily as we'll check the standings here in just a second. At 890 and 879, that's just not sure I'll ever get to that point. I'll take 800. Thanks for all your comments, folks. Be sure to share and let everyone know. You've got a regular audience at this point. But now we will look to expand said audience. Should be different a little bit next week with the Queens. We'll be streaming daily for about, starting on the 17th through the 22nd. Lopez again, Team Mexico.
Emil, I'm seeing something I didn't think I would see at any point reading your first couple stories the last few weeks. Rocio Restrepo out of the top 12 right now.
What?
Got some work to do. She is down, tied for 15th place. She's almost 30 pins out of the number at this point. Birgit is 12th at plus 124. Obviously, with her string of strikes, she's going to shoot up in the standings. But Rocio, a lot of talk about her performance so far in 2017. 2 for 2 in TV shows. And, you know, while there's whispers of can she make 3 in a row, she is very focused, one tournament at a time. But gonna have a little bit of work to do here in the back half of Game 5 and then Game 6. Chatted with Claire Guerrero yesterday about this 38-foot oil pattern, and great shot there by Birgit. Leaves the 10 pin to end her string. Claire said, looking at the pattern and the amount of friction here at Fountain Bowl, they expected the possibility of being able to play a little bit farther out, especially compared to what they've seen the first 2 weeks this year. And that wasn't the case. We just saw from Brittany Himmelreich on lane 42. You can't miss right. Still gotta keep your angles pretty tight. And she got that one, and we've seen some 2.8s and 2.10s and 2.810s. Definitely don't have the mission. While there is plenty of friction and hook, you don't want to miss to the outside. We've seen a lot of Brooklyn shots. If you miss in, but missing out, not good news. So the players, they're kind of starting around 13, 14, and then creeping left as the day progressed. So never getting too far outside, not outside of 10 for sure. We've seen a lot of those as well.
A lot of 8 pins.
A lot of 8 pins on some terrific shots, but you know, the players able to create a little more angle this week, and the ball really driving through the pocket, you know, right to left, and a lot of 8 pins for the right-handers. Not really too much action on the left side, really, come to think of it, with Pluhowski out this week. We've got Sherry Tan here in the cashers round. I believe Emil proved me wrong here. She's the only one. Certainly not unfamiliar territory for Sherry Tan. She kind of finds a way. I don't remember seeing too many lefties at all yesterday. Just a small handful.
She is the one.
The pride of the left side right now. Trying to hang in there. Yeah, she's in 7th place, so probably gonna make the top 12. And I should probably take some notes. It's just real interesting to watch her bowl. She had some trouble getting the ball down the lane yesterday. Shined it up for the second block. And came out swinging it. I don't know if that's something that I've ever said. The ball won't get down the lane. That's what happens when you throw it 19 miles per hour, I guess.
First errant shot there for Poplar. 3-6-10. Meanwhile, the strike will give Daria 234. As we look at standings here, we can just see the talent there from Daria. See where she is in the standings. 21st. Plus 37. With a game to go, would need some help for sure. Clara still leading at plus 361. Kulik in second at plus 319. Daphne Tan third at plus 234. O'Keefe fourth at plus 183. Liz Johnson has moved all the way from being out of the cut to fifth. I mean, I don't know if we would expect anything less. 202, 238, 258, 266 for Liz Johnson. So she is in fifth. Maria Jose Rodriguez in sixth at plus 172. Sherry Tan, again aforementioned, in seventh. Plus 171. Luthold in eighth at plus 159. Sandra was second for a bit. On to eighth, ninth. Brianna Cote. Hanging strong there. Mentioned that big game. She shot 256 to move up. And plus 156, Missy Parkin. Yeah, working hard to stay in the cut. 171, 195, 193, 202. She's had to double to get to those numbers at least the last three games. Around Mimper, big 236 last game. Moved her to plus 125. Poplar, speaking of being the number, she was the number at plus 124. Comes out firing 256. She will move up as well. Shayna Ung in 13th at plus 110.
So Tanya's in 11th, and she's striking as well to our right. She can still get to the 250s. 2 frames to go, so little separation looks like for the top 12 going into that final game.
More for Liz. Liz Johnson, Jazrael Tan, and Brandy Calderon. 45 and 46.
I got a bold prediction here. Got 1 game to go. So Restrepo puts herself in position here and then shoots 240 or better to sneak into the top 12 today.
I can certainly see that happen. What place was she in again?
She is tied for 15th at plus 98. The cut right now plus 124, so 26 pins away. Still has 219 possibility here, of course. Birgit shot 250. So she will move up for sure. A lot of possibilities here, but some players who just kind of expect the biggest shots when they need them. So 10th frame underway. Liz Johnson with the first hit. 214 max for her. She's just getting warmed up now. That Dayquil's kicking in.
Vitamin C.
A little California sunshine, and she is ready to go.
Wow.
Nice break on the 10 for Jazreel at the right time. She still has a chance at advancing here.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
Not shocked by Jazzy throwing pins.
Not at all. But that particular hit.
So about the only positive thing that came out of my extra frame debut is getting to interview Jazreel Tan after she won. And kind of the path that she's taken and the choices she made to go to Wichita State, and here she is striking it up. Three players from Singapore trying to get into the top 12. To our left here, Restrepo finishes with 208. Should be at plus 106 with a game to go. Jazreel 235, Liz Johnson 214. Coming into this game, Jazreel 17th at plus 83. She now is right in the mix here with the finale coming up. One more shot coming for Calderon. She is kind of working her way in there, getting comfortable, making a cut this week, and getting to pull the cashers round and just kind of see how things work. Of course, with kind of the top of the field, the lanes are going to break down a little bit different. You're going to have to make some different ball choices and decisions and see the transition a little bit different. Cashers round, once you have the best of the field, the scores tend to be up. And again, just, you know, the players all figuring out how to play the lanes together, or similarly in most cases, and so a little bit different world. It's almost like a second event within an event. And even block to block, what worked may not work again, but always interesting to see the changes from first block to second block on qualifying day as the players take what they learned the first 6 games and figure out a game plan for the second day or second block, and then now for the second day. Here we are, final game underway. We're joined now by Megan Kelly, Brianna Cote, and Kelly Kulik. We're inching closer to the part of the weekend where some of the players become available to sit down and chat with Emil Williams Jr. And you get somebody who actually knows what they're talking about and experienced what happened on the lanes this week. So always great to hear and share that insight with the players, especially when they just got done. And unfortunately, they just got done, I guess. Means their week has ended. But priceless insight. Get the names changed here for you in the score monitor. We'll have standings as soon as they become available. See if we can't figure out what's what as we cut the field down here from 32 to the top 12 for match play. Nice break there for Megan Kelly. As the 2 and the 8 go late. She's another one we're seeing more frequently on day 2. Megan getting a high five from her daughter Autumn. Now back to business. All right, we're ready for some bowling here. Kelly Kulik stepping up on lane 41. Trying to chase down Claire Guerrero here. I guess the good news would be, based on where they are right now, they're going to be in separate groups, so she won't have to face Clara potentially till the TV show. So again, for those just joining us, as we cut down to the top 12 here, the odd number players will head into Group A, and the even numbers will go to Group B. So 6 in each group. They'll bowl round robin match play, 5 games and a position round, after which the leader of each group, based on pinfall and bonus pins, will advance automatically to the TV show to be taped May 23rd. And they'll be the 1 and 2 seeds determined by, again, total pinfall. And then the 2, 3, 4 players in each group will have a step ladder, 4 versus 3. Winner takes on 2. And then the winner of each group step ladder also will advance to the TV show, earning the number 3 or number 4 seed based on average for the weekend. And 4 players will have something to look forward to next week in Baton Rouge. No matter how the Queens goes, they know they will be on the TV show for the PWBA Fountain Valley Open. So that's got to be good for the confidence going into Baton Rouge, knowing that you're going to be bowling for a title. Maybe loosen the arm swing a little bit for the first major of the year. split conversion there for Kelly. This is game 18. 2 6-game blocks yesterday, 6-game cashers round today here at Fountain Bowl. This is Matt Canizaro and Emil Williams Jr. will be here till the very end. Our other featured pair this game, Samantha Shadden had our highest game of the season, 286, game yesterday during qualifying. Brittany Smith and Maria Jose Rodriguez. Got the score update through 17 games for the first time in what feels like forever. We have a new leader here at the Fountain Valley Open. Kelly Kulik on top of the standings, shooting .248 last game. Great day for her. 12:02 through 5 games. Claire Guerrero with 175 drops to second place. But they have about a 100-pin cushion over Maria Jose Rodriguez. So Kelly Kulik leading the way, plus 367. Clara Guerrero, plus 336. Maria third at plus 239. She's to our right. Fourth place, Cassandra Luthold, plus 192. Liz Johnson hanging tough in the top 5, plus 189. Daphne Tan sixth, plus 187. Shannon O'Keefe, plus 182. Birgit Poplar, plus 180, and then a little more separation. Brianna Cote is ninth, plus 157. Tanya Rumemper, plus 156. Sherry Tan, plus 155. And Missy Parkin in front of her hometown fans, plus 128, trying to hang in there. She's at 952 for the day. Verity Crawley right behind her, 8 pins back in 13th. Shayna Ung of Singapore, 1 pin behind Verity. Jazriel Tan, 1 more pin back. So really right now we're looking at 18 players with the possibility of making the top 12.
Really good shot there from Sherry Tan. This is your chance, Matt, as you mentioned earlier, to take some notes for your own game. Throwing something shiny, again, like we mentioned earlier today. But, another look here at Brianna Cote, see if she can double up, and then we'll take a look at 45 and 46. Shading a little high, leaves the 310, and here is Brittany Smith. Chance to see here for the first time today. Smith also will be in that Rookie of the Year conversation. Quality shot there for a double. He said 18 players with a shot here, correct?
I do feel that with a big game, Summer Jasmine in 18th place right now, plus 93. I think she could get there. Obviously, it'll mean some craziness the rest of the way. But 18th place, only 35 pins out of the number right now. In this wacky sport, you never know.
Keep an eye on all those players, see where they're bowling. Rotate off camera with a strike. Rodriguez. She'll take one as well. Caitlin Comain. Again, 43 and 44. Our bonus look. Scoreboard's there. That's a strike for Comain nonetheless. She has gone 9 spare strike, 9 spare strike to begin things.
All right, special request going out to our friends in Australia. Roy Munson, if you're watching, Big Ern says hello. Sir, it's the little things we can do to keep the folks happy.
How about that?
See Cote up on lane 41, trying to hang on to her spot in the top 12. She's at plus 157 in 9th place. So a little bit of room, but not too much. She's going to hang in there. Great shot, rings the 10. Looking for her first double here in game number 6. Sherry Tan, 2 pins behind Cote. See her there on the right side of your screen. 7 pin that won't cooperate. She is trying to hang in, and she's in 11th place right now.
A lot of single pins up. Our pairs will Caitlin Comain be the first to strike. No.
9.5 for her on that shot.
2 dimes and a couple 7 pins. Well, Verity Crawley has gotten the word. I looked at the standings there on the big screen. And then she has started with the front 5. Currently 8 pins out of the number. How about 6?
How about 6? And right next to her, 1 pin back in the standings, Shayna Ung. Spare 3-bagger. Trying to keep it close. Make some things happen. So Sherry Tan and Cote Look out. Start piling on some strikes here. Message received.
Interesting attack method there for Sherry Tan. I didn't see any right lane shot up until that 5th frame, but she is throwing 2 different balls. Shiny on the left. She'll make that change when she gets back to the left lane. And something that looks like urethane on the right. Trip 4 for Verity Crawley. Front 7. Nasty temp. Crawley with, again, the front 7 now. And Cote with trouble late. Excellent shot there from Kulik. After Sherry Tan will go over to 45 and 46 as they're in the 10th frame. She did make the ball change on that lane as well. No love on the 7.
Brianna Cote in some serious trouble here. In the final game, max score for her 170. And some great bowling happening just behind her in the standings.
Shot there from Brittany Smith. Crawley looks like she may have left the 210. In the 8th, so the string comes to an end. Shayna Ung strikes in the 8th frame. She can shoot 246. Speaking of Shayna Ung, I think at this point that would be plenty to get inside the number.
I think it's safe to say that Cote is going to fall out here. .160 possibility.
Where is Maria? Third. 239. She will be okay nonetheless. One look at tan. And still trying to figure it out there. You see Cote finishing up. And that puts a pretty much sums up this game for Brianna, chopping this 6-10 there.
So Crawley and Shayna Ung on the move from just outside the top 12. Missy Parkin, who also is trying to hang on to a spot with a split couple pairs to our left and no doubles for her through 6 frames. So Missy in danger. Right now, Guerrero and Kulik battling for that one spot. Somebody did point out that with this format, Emil, perhaps right now, the spot to be in is number 2. Again, the odd numbers will go one group and the even numbers will go to another. But the separation between 2 and 4 much greater than 1 and 3 right now. So the goal is to lead your group after 24 games, get an automatic spot on the TV show. It doesn't matter if you're 1 or 2 at this point, technically. But of course, you want to go where you have the biggest advantage. Right now, Kelly 31 pins ahead of Clara. Going into the last game, Kelly's going to finish here, 214. And Clara still can get to 247 and go around Kelly. So both of them will advance. Both of them will be the leaders in their respective groups. Verity Crawley will be in the 250s. We're in the final game. She came in plus 120.
Oh, get out of there, 9-pin. Safe, said the former softball All-American. Shayna Ung, big shot. First strike in the 10th. Or in the 230s. Well, can't get to match play without making the captures round. Can't make, of course, some money without making the cashier's round as well. And so these 32 players have earned that check. But it's on to the top 12 here soon. Missy Parkin again trying to hold on, and she can get to 214. All of her games have been relatively low, and she's had to again double just to get to 190s and 2-0s all game. Left a lot of wrap 10s. Shayna Ung struck again in the 10th frame. So she will be in the 240s as well.
A lot of possibilities still without seeing how some things turned out on the far end there. We know Crawley and Shayna Ung are going to jump into the top 12. Going to go around Cote and likely Parkin at this point. Sherry Tan clean this game, but no doubles. Best she can do. 205.
Well, I think Restrepo, my eyes are correct. I don't have my trusty Matt readers. I think she can shoot 252 max. And she'll step up in the 8th here momentarily. Big double for Missy Parkin. And Missy can get to 214. That would put her at plus 142. Oh, excuse me.
So Emil looks like Clara is going to be in the 230s at least. So she'll go around Kelly. Maybe. If she gets this one, 240. So 32 pin difference, so she'll need to strike out here to get to 247. Kelly had 214. And she did not. So Kelly will be 1, Clara will be number 2. We got that much situated. Maria Jose Rodriguez looking to be a safe number 3.
Final shot here for Sherry Tan.
Daphne Tan shot 255, so she's on the move. Everything unofficial at this point, of course. We'll have the scores very shortly. We'll know our top 12.
scores, and then we will announce our top 12 who will advance to our match play round at 1 p.m.
Well, you heard it. A few moments, add up some scores, tally it up, and ensure who will be in match play. So hang tight and look out for that announcement that will be coming pretty darn soon. So again, stay tuned. PWBA Fountain Valley Open. Don't go anywhere. Top 12 announcement upcoming. And then lunch as well. Back in a moment, folks. Bowl TV on Extra Frame.
55 is Shayna Ung. In 11th at plus 160, Sherry Tan. And your last qualifier in 12th place at plus 148 is Tanya Ramanpur. Tanya Ramanpur is your finalist in 12th. Our ladies will bowl again at 1 o'clock. Roll call is at 12:50. If I could please see Rocio Restrepo to the front counter. And we will see all of you this afternoon at 1 o'clock.
All right, folks, there it is. Top 12. Final is Tanya Ramanpur, who gets the 12th and final spot for match play. So again, be sure to hop back on. We will be here at 1 p.m. Eastern. Again, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Match play will begin. Appreciate you tuning in and watching this Cashers Round this morning. For Matt Cannizzaro, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We'll see you in about an hour and a half or so. Right back here, Bowl TV on Extra Frame.